Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, as you may know, this year is the 20th anniversary of Jak and Daxter, and to celebrate this, the community has put together a month-long event known as Jak Month. And to celebrate, I thought I would share my Jak and Daxter collection. So I've started collecting about 3 years ago now, and this is what I've got so far. Now, this isn't absolutely everything, I've still got a couple things I'm waiting on. One was a promo disc for Jak 2 that I ordered in February, which is likely never going to get to me, but it might somehow. Probably just order another one. But I'm also waiting on the Gaming Heads Jak 3 statues. I got both of them. There was the just a standard one, and then there was the exclusive bronze one. So I'm still waiting on those. I'm still paying them off, and they haven't started shipping out yet. But this is what I've got so far. So I guess we'll start with the Jak 1 stuff. Okay, let's just start off with the games first. So this is all the games I've got for Jak 1. I guess we'll go through them one at a time. So this is the PAL Black Label copy. I actually bought this off a mate a few years ago. This is a promo disc of Jak 1 in the PAL region. So what these promo discs are, essentially they're the full game, but these were given out to, I believe it was reviewers at the time. What's notable about when they come in these cases usually, is instead of a barcode here, like there normally is, it says for display purposes only. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Got the Platinum copy. This is actually my childhood copy. All my Platinum copies for Jak 1 are actually from my childhood. So this one's pretty beat up. Got the NTSC Black Label. Yeah, this is... Yep. Got the Japanese copy, which I think has awesome cover art. And instead of, with the Japanese copies, instead of having a full-on map, it's actually just got like a normal manual, which is pretty cool. Got the Japanese The Best series. This is essentially like the greatest hits for Japanese games. Then we've got my Korean Jak 1 copy. This is really cool because for the life of me, I can't order the rest of the games in Korean. The website I ordered this from, it just won't ship to me anymore for whatever reason. But yeah, this is really awesome. And lastly, we don't have a game, we've got a Jak and Daxter making of DVD. This is pretty interesting. So it's not even like a PS2 disc, it's literally just a DVD. You can put it in a DVD player and watch it. Has a lot of like concept art and behind the scenes movies and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. Next we'll do the strategy guides. This is the Prima guide for Jak 1. This one isn't that great. It's kind of bare bones in terms of like style, and information, but yeah, my copy's kind of beat up too. So yep, Prima strategy guide. The next we've got two Japanese guides. So this is the So this is the exploration guide. This one's pretty cool. It's got like a lot of like 3D renders of the maps and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff. Then we've got the perfect guide, which is actually my favorite Jak 1 guide. This is really awesome. It's got a lot of really cool artwork and like little comics and more detailed 3D renders of the levels in this other one. And then I've got this weird little guidebook. This was like given out in magazines in the UK, I believe. It's interesting. There's not much to it, but like it's a cool little pamphlet guide thing, so that's pretty cool. Next we have the demo discs. So this is the PAL demo disc. This one's actually pretty rare. I haven't seen very many of these out there. Yes, and as you can see, it has the same art style as the making of DVD. So yeah, PAL demo disc. Then we've got two Japanese demo discs. Now the reason I have two of them is because they're actually different. So the serial number for this one is PAPX 90222. This one is PAPX 90223. So they're essentially the same disc, but they're slightly different releases. This one has like more of a map and stuff, whereas this one just has like a plain little pamphlet manual thing. They're pretty cool. Next we've got this demo disc. So this is just disc only. This one only came as a disc only, but when I bought it, it came with this little magazine cutout. It's nothing really special, and it's like cut off halfway, so whatever. And then that demo disc is essentially the same as this demo right here. It's almost entirely the same. It's the same deal as the Japanese one. There's like 1 digit difference. I actually have two here. This one is sealed. When I bought it, they were both sealed. So I was like, well, why not? I'll just open this one. And $5 off Jak and Daxter, anyone? So yeah, there's the demo discs. Next, we've just got some little miscellaneous items. This here is like a little postcard. It came in like this seal. I think the seller just put it in this, but I've kept it in here to protect it, so that's pretty cool. I have this Jak and Daxter press disc. So these, I think, were given out during press events. I think I've got 2 of these. I think these were both given out in Australia at press conferences or something. Basically, it's got a bunch of like screenshots and promotional artwork and stuff given out to like journalists to use in magazines and stuff. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff on here. Next is this weird Japanese placemat thing. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a plastic thing where it's got like this cool artwork, and on the other side it's got a map of like the first hub. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with this is. It's in like this little plastic thing to keep it safe. Yeah, I really don't know what the deal with this thing is, but it's really, really cool. And then next we've got this PlayStation Magazine edition with Kira and Daxter on the front cover. Pretty obvious why I wanted to get this one. This is the only magazine I actually own. Getting these is pretty expensive because they're all from the US and I have to import them. This one's actually still sealed, which is really, really cool. I don't really have a reason to open it, so I thought I'd just keep it sealed, but yeah, really awesome right here. Next we have some of the limited run game stuff. So I made videos going over all of these limited run games items, but I'll quickly just go through them here. This is the Jak and Daxter Jak Attack shirt, so there's a little sticker on there. And that's the shirt itself. Pretty awesome right here. I haven't worn these because I don't want to wear them and ruin them. But yeah, really awesome stuff. Then we have the collector's edition itself. I made a whole video going over this, but I'll just show you some of the cool stuff in it. So basically, got this little Precursor orb. Really, really awesome stuff right here. We've got the design bible full of really awesome cut content and story stuff and concept art, really awesome stuff. I made a whole video going over some of the more noteworthy stuff in that. We have the game itself. We have a fold-out poster. Each limited run games release comes with a little trading card thing, and I have both of them right here. We have the 2-disc CD soundtrack, and we've got this pack of trading cards, which is really cool stuff right here. Each one also comes with these memory card USB sticks, which is, it's a thing, all right. Lastly, for the Jak One stuff, we've got this poster. I don't know how much of this is actually in frame, but yeah, really, really cool poster. I got this from France, I believe. The frame it's in is totally terrible. It's kind of fallen apart. I really got to get a proper frame. Naughty Dog actually has this poster hung up in their studio, which is really, really cool. And it's like, well, I guess I have some good taste in posters as well. So yeah, really cool poster right here. So with all that Jak 1 stuff out of the way, let's move on to Jak 2. Okay, so this is all of my Jak 2 stuff. It's kind of ironic because I seem to have the most cool stuff for Jak 2, even though my favorite is Jak 1. But yeah, I guess we'll start with the biggest one so I can just get it out of the way. This is my Jak 2 skateboard. Now, this is probably my most prized possession in my collection, or just in general actually. This is incredibly, incredibly rare, especially in good condition. I bought this off a user in the Jak and Daxter subreddit who was really, really awesome with all that. And yeah, from what little information I can gather online is there's apparently only 50 of these in the world, which is incredibly insane. I've only seen a handful out there in the wild. Yeah, this cost me quite a bit, but I'm really, really happy with this. It's one of my favorite pieces. So yeah, it's my Jak 2 skate. Next, I guess we'll go with the games. So we've got the Black Label PAL copy, got the Platinum PAL copy. This again is my childhood copy. I got this when I was like 8 or 9, I think. The NTSC Black Label, and the Japanese version. Now, this is probably my favorite cover art in like the whole series, regardless of version. It's just so incredibly awesome. Unfortunately, there was no other Jak games released in Japan after Jak 2, aside from the one we don't talk about, which is a shame because I guess we didn't get a cool Japanese Jak 3 cover. But yeah, this is really awesome, this one. And following straight on from that, I've actually got a poster of said Japanese cover. I don't have this in a frame as of yet, I only got it kind of recently, but you'll be seeing it on screen now. It's really incredible and I really, really love it. Yeah, I really cannot wait to get this framed, and yeah, really awesome stuff here. Next, I guess we'll go over my Jak 2 statue that I literally got like last week. This is the most recent piece of my collection and I am really, really happy with it. So this statue, along with the other two I have, I believe, weren't released like to the general public. You couldn't buy these. I'm I'm fairly certain this one and at least one of the other statues I own were only released internally to developers and maybe journalists or other game developers or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, these are really, really awesome. This is actually the real size of the statue right here on the box. Yeah, really awesome stuff. The statue's in really good condition. It's a bit dusty, I just need to give it a good clean, but there's no breaks, no chips, no nothing. It's really awesome stuff. And yeah, really happy with this one. The box has seen better days. It's a bit worn, but it's not a massive deal. But yeah, this is really cool. Next, we'll quickly go over the strategy guides. So this is the piggyback guide, which was released in the PAL regions. Yeah, these piggyback guides are incredible. Like really, really awesome, full of information, really nice on the eyes, really artistic. Uses a lot of awesome concept art, a lot of which I haven't actually seen before. Probably the best strategy guide out of all of them. Maybe Jak 3, but they're pretty similar. But yeah, Jak 2. And then following that, we've got the Brady Games guide for Jak 2, which was released in the NTSC region. I'm not a massive fan of this one. Like, it's okay. It's kind of bland, though. This one actually has a poster, which is really cool. I don't want to take it out, though, because I want to keep it in there. Yeah, this feels more like a magazine than anything. Like, the pages and the feel of the cover and everything. It doesn't feel like a book. It feels more like a magazine, which, I don't know, not really a fan. But, yeah. Lastly, we've got the Japanese strategy guide. So this is similar to the exploration guide for Jak 1. Pretty cool, full of information, a lot of like maps and stuff. I don't know, it's kind of samey on all the pages, but it uses a lot of really cool 3D models and stuff like that. This one also has a poster as well, which is really cool. Next, we'll quickly go over the demo discs. So this is the PAL demo disc. I actually have 2. This one doesn't actually have a disc in it. I'll get into the reason why in just a moment. But yeah, really cool stuff. Then we've got the NTSC demos. So these are really interesting. This one here is actually still sealed, and it's actually the earliest available build we have. I've been wanting to open it, but it's just like, I don't know, maybe I should just get an opened one so I can keep that sealed, but I don't know, maybe I'll open it one day. This is the Jak 2 video demo, so this one's really interesting. This one actually only has a trailer for Jak 2 on it, but it has a playable demo of Ratchet & Clank 2. There was also like an identical demo released for this, but instead of having Jak as the main cover art, it was Ratchet & Clank 2. And it was the same, it had a Jak 2 trailer and a playable Ratchet & Clank 2 demo. So it's kind of weird that there was 2 separate releases of this disc, one for each game, I suppose. But yeah, cool stuff either way. Next is the press material that I have. So very similar to Jak 1, I have this press disc. And yeah, it says here, Jak 2 Renegade, Press Event, Australia, June 2003. So some sort of Australian press event this was given out to. And yeah, a lot of similar stuff as the other one. It has screenshots and concept art and information about the game and the studio and stuff like that. Really cool stuff on here. Next is kind of cool. It's kind of odd. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this is. This is like a press folder. So basically it's like this folder and it's got a bunch of printed material and information about the game and the studio and what to expect with the game. Yeah, this... I can only assume this was given out to journalists or something like that, but it's got a lot of information here. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. And next we have the most expensive piece in my collection. This is the Jak 2 press kit. So yeah, so basically this has a press disc very similar to this, but it actually has a lot of different content on it, which is awesome. So I've got 2 of them with a lot of different stuff. And the reason that I got 2 of these is because this actually comes with one of these demo discs, like disc only. But when I bought it, that was the only component missing out of the press kit. So I bought another one of these and just slapped one of them in there. And it's cool because like I needed to buy another one of these anyway, because this is the first one I got and it was too scratched to work. So I needed to buy another one anyway. So it was cool to just like, okay, we'll just pop it in here and it's complete press kit. So that's really cool. It comes with like a little holographic square thing with like Jak and Dark Jak, which is really cool. And like it comes with like a pamphlet, which folds out with a bunch of screenshots and a bunch of information. And it has like this light thing in it, which is cool. And it has like this holographic thing on here. It almost looks like Jak's in like a prison cell or something. But yeah. Really, really cool. Not as cool as like the Jak 1 press kit, which is really awesome. I really love that one, but I don't have that one. But yeah, really, really happy with this one. Yeah, really cool stuff here. Finally, we will go over the Jak 2 limited run game stuff. So once again, came with this shirt, which is the Dark Jak shirt, which is really, really awesome. Really loving this one. Then we've got the collector's edition itself. Again, I made videos on all 4 of these. I wouldn't recommend watching any of them because they're pretty bad. You can go watch Boomer Stream's unboxings because they're really good. But I will show you the Seal of Ma right here. Really cool stuff. I won't go through all of this again because I did with the Jak 1 collector's edition. But yeah, Limited Run Games did a really, really awesome job with these collector's editions. Really awesome stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the Jak 3 stuff. Admittedly, there's not a lot here, just simply because Jak 3 didn't have a lot of cool stuff released for it. But I do have some really cool stuff here that I want to show you. So let's just start with the games first. Once again, we've got the Black Label copy of Jak 3. We have the Platinum copy for Jak 3. This was actually the very first Jak game I ever owned. I got this when I was like 7. Yeah, really, really beat up. I really got to get new copies of all the Platinum releases. But yeah, Platinum Jak 3. We have another promo disc for Jak 3. Just like the promo disc for Jak 1. And it says for display purposes only. Really cool stuff. Have the Black Label copy of the NTSC Jak 3. And then we have the Greatest Hits release. I only have 2 Greatest Hits releases for Jak. I'm just kind of too lazy to buy the other ones because it's expensive to import them from the US. But yeah, these are really easy things to just fill out my collection. I really got to get around to picking up the rest of these. But yeah, Greatest Hits, Jak 3. And then we have probably my favorite piece of my collection, Jak 3. By Eagle, apparently. Yeah, so what this is, it's a Jak 3 bootleg. And it is the fakest thing I've ever seen, and I love it so much. It doesn't play on PS2. I can't even get an external disk drive to read it on my PC. I have no clue what's on this disc. It's really, really scratched. And yeah, it is the best thing ever. Yeah, bootlegs are the funniest thing to me, and I wish I had more Jak bootlegs, because they're funny as fuck, but yeah, that's the games. Next we have the strategy guide. This is incredible. This is, I think it's safe to say, this is the best strategy guide released for the series. Really full of information, behind the scenes stuff. Really, really awesomely laid out. Oh wow, I'm just noticing like how actually awesome this is. Like, really went above and beyond with this. Lots of maps and like loads of concept art, and the cover is just awesome as well. They didn't just opt out for like the game case. They went for like this really awesome concept art. Yeah, really, really awesome. Next we have the demos for Jak 3, the PAL and the NTSC. Not a whole lot to say. They're essentially the same, I think. Yeah, they've got like a couple select levels that you can play. Yeah, cool stuff right there. Next we have my 2 Jak 3 statues. These are really cool. So this one is just Jak and he's posed like this. This isn't a picture of the statue. This is a render from like the PAL cover. But yeah, this one looks kind of weird, to be honest. Not super detailed, but it is still really cool. This one is really awesome. So this is a small dark Jak. This is a picture of the statue. Apparently, from what I've been told, these were given out in the UK as a pre-order bonus for Jak 3. I don't know how true that is. I assumed for both of these that they were only released internally to developers and journalists and stuff, just like the Jak 2 statue that I went over earlier. But from what I've been told, this was a pre-order bonus, which is really cool. Yeah, this statue is really awesome. I managed to actually get both of these sealed. They still had the tape around the styrofoam that hadn't been taken out of the box. And which is really awesome, because this one right here is very prone to breaking. You'll often see listings of this with the ears snapped and the fingers broken. It's really hard to get this in good condition, so really, really lucky to have this in such good condition. But yeah, my 2 Jak 3 statues, really awesome stuff. Last up for the Jak 3 items is once again the limited run game stuff. So this is the t-shirt. Not a massive fan of this one. This is the Wasteland. It looks cool. It's kind of bland compared to the other 2 though, and the material feels a lot thinner and lighter than the other 2 shirts. And then we have, once again, the collector's edition. This one, really, really awesome stuff. This one actually comes with a little blaster on like a little stand, which is cool. I do much prefer the Precursor orb and the Seal of Ma compared to this, because they're like items in the games and stuff. Or is this like just a little trinket you'd have? I don't know. It is really cool though. And once again, it comes with like the design bible and the game and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all the Jak 3 content. Let's move on to Jak X, because I actually have quite a lot for Jak X. Okay, so this is all of my Jak X stuff. Some really interesting pieces here, so I guess we'll just start off with, once again, the games. First of all, we have my PAL Black Label Jak X, and what's really interesting about this copy is that, as you can see, it says right here that there's a bonus DVD. And if we open it up, there is in fact a bonus DVD. So this is the Jak and Daxter trilogy movie. This is up on YouTube, it's not hard to find. It's literally just a DVD with a bunch of the cutscenes from the trilogy with Daxter narrating over it. And it's really, really cool. I don't know the specifics of how this was released. I don't know if like just certain copies in the store came with this and like you just see it on the cover, or if this was a pre-order bonus for Jak X. I really don't know. But really cool stuff. We'll be coming back to those DVDs shortly. My PAL Platinum copy of Jak X, once again the one from my childhood. I actually bought this off a friend when I was about, I think, 10 or 11 or something like that. Cool stuff. The Black Label NTSC copy. Yeah, not really much to say there. The Greatest Hits NTSC copy. I'm really gutted about this one, because this actually came with my Jak 3 Greatest Hits when I was like really keen to buy all the Greatest Hits copies. But the cover inlay for this is in horrible condition. It's like someone pissed on this or something. I don't know, like it's really crinkled, it's got a lot of holes in it and like rips and gross. But like the manual and the disc is all in fine condition. So I need to buy another copy of this, which is really annoying. But yeah, it's my Greatest Hits copy, I suppose. And then we have a PS4 copy from Limited Run Games. I've got the collector's edition right here, but I actually have two copies of this because I ordered the standard edition as well. Yeah, not really much to say, just the PS4 copy. This is the alternate cover art, but neither of the cover arts were actually the original PS2 cover art, which is interesting stuff. Next we'll move on to the strategy guide. This is once again done by Prima, and Prima hasn't done a strategy guide since Jak 1. And what's really interesting about this is that it actually comes with a bonus DVD. And it's got some really awesome stuff on there. It's got like guides on how to effectively do every track, a lot of good tips and tricks, some cool behind the scenes stuff. The guide itself it's okay. It could be better for like a racing game, you know, like more detailed track layouts and stuff like that, more concept art would be cool. But what we do have here is pretty cool. I actually have the entire DVD and the footage on it on this channel. I uploaded that quite a while ago, so if you want to go see that, you can go find that. But yeah, really awesome stuff. Next we'll go over the demos. So we've got the PAL demo for Jak X and also Ratchet Gladiator. Both of the demos are on this one disc, and yeah, it's really cool stuff right there. Next we have the NTSC demo. I actually only got this a few weeks ago, like for this video, because like I knew I was missing it and it's like, oh, I'll just buy it so I can have it in the video. This is actually still sealed. I was thinking of opening it, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I'm gonna have to eventually, probably, to document it. But yeah, NTSC demo. This next one is actually really interesting. So this is actually a Jak X public beta. So this was given out to select individuals to test the online components of Jak X. And what's really cool is not only did it come in this little slip case thing, but it also has this little insert, which has details on how to get started. And yeah, it's really cool stuff. These discs can't really do anything anymore because the servers aren't up for the game. So really you only have access to menus, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is one of the rarest pieces in my collection. This is the only one I've ever seen. And it cost me an arm and a leg to get here, just to import it. But yeah, really cool stuff here. Next we have this Jak X mousepad. Not a whole lot to say about this. It's really cool. It's a mousepad, and I found it, I liked it, and I bought it. So yeah, really cool stuff right here. Really, yeah, I like these more unique pieces where they're just kind of weird and random, but really cool. So yeah, Jak X mousepad. Next we have my Jak X vinyl. So this is really interesting. There's a really, really interesting story behind this, which you will actually, spoiler alert, find out in my other Jak Month video released this month. But this has 3 exclusive remixes on it for Jak X. And only one of these remixes was actually included on the Limited Run Games soundtrack. So yeah, I actually did rip this and upload it to the Jak and Daxter archive. So if you do want to listen to these tracks, they're up there. I also uploaded it onto one of my YouTube channels. Yeah, really cool stuff here. One of the rarer pieces in my collection once again. I've only seen 1 or 2 of these out there in the wild. I'm really lucky to have picked this up when I did. So yeah, really cool item right here, one of my favorite pieces. Lastly, once again, we will end this with the limited run games pieces. So instead of a shirt this time, we actually got 5 different die-cast cars. So these are really, really awesome. I did unbox all of these in a more recent unboxing video for the collector's edition, so that one's a bit better to watch if you want to see me break down all of these. But yeah, these are really, really awesome. So they're basically all the Daxter mobile, but they're in different colors and stuff like that. Yeah, really awesome stuff. There are 6 of them, so there's these 5, and then the collector's edition came with a separate one, which is the actual one that we see in the game. These are really, really awesome. Like, they're super detailed. They feel really fragile, but they're really, really awesome. Probably, I don't know, it might be my favorite little trinket that these collector's editions came with. Really awesome stuff. And once again, the collector's edition itself, yeah, came with a bunch of cool stuff, just like the rest of them. This one was a little bit lacking when it came to like the design bible, and especially the soundtrack. They kind of messed with some of the names and they left out some of the tracks from like that exclusive vinyl, which is unfortunate. But yeah, really cool release either way. So with all that out of the way, let's move on to the rest of my collection. I don't have a lot for Daxter or the Lost Frontier, so I thought I'd just lump them in with the other random things that I have. Okay, so this is the last of my collection. I kind of just lumped in all my miscellaneous items with my Daxter and Lost Frontier, because I don't have much for those games, unfortunately. So I guess we'll start with Daxter. So I've only got 2 copies of the game. I have the PAL Black Label, which I grew up with, and I have the Korean copy. This is the only other Korean item I have, and I bought this on a Japanese website, so I thought this was a Japanese copy, but it wasn't even released in Japan. I really do want to get the rest of the Korean copies of the games, but yeah, that's a lot easier said than done. So if any of you could like help me out with that, or if you know a cool website, I'd really appreciate that. Next we have a couple small things for Daxter. So I have this pre-production disc for Daxter. This appears to just be the full game, but on an internal pre-production disc, or something like that. I don't know what the deal with this is, because it's literally just the full game, but very cool nonetheless. Next I have a Daxter demo disc, which is really cool. It's actually really cool to have demo discs on the PSP. Yeah, so this is just the brewery level, I believe. So yeah, that's really cool. And then my last item for Daxter is the Daxter press kit. So there's not a whole lot going on with this one. It folds out and it has a promo disc, just like my Jak 1 and Jak 3 promo discs. It's just the full game. And a press disc, which is really, really cool. Got some really cool stuff on there. Yeah, it's kind of cool, pretty neat, but there's not a whole lot to it. So yeah, Daxter press kit. Next I'll quickly go over my Lost Frontier stuff. I have the PSP Essentials line on the PSP, and I have the PAL PS2 copy. That is literally it. I can play the games, I don't have much else for them. I never really cared about collecting for the Lost Frontier. Not only is there not a lot to collect, but I just don't really care about the game, so I haven't bothered. But I probably will start amassing a bit more of a collection for this game. There isn't a whole lot to get, so shouldn't be too hard. Next is the Jak and Daxter Collection. I have the PAL PS3 copy and Vita copy. I don't have any of the NTSC copies. They're not hard to get, it's just, again, importing fees. I just haven't been bothered. I actually got this the year it came out, not at release. I had to save up for like the whole year to afford it. But yeah, stay away from this. Yeah, trilogy, brr. Next we have 2 Jak and Daxter DVD movies. So we talked about this briefly with the Jak X one. That was, it might have been a pre-order bonus, but it was essentially just a DVD with cutscenes from the trilogy with Daxter narrating over them. This is essentially exactly the same, except this was a pre-order bonus in the US for Jak 3, and this movie cuts off right as Jak 2 ends, so it kind of leads into Jak 3, so you'd watch this and then play Jak 3, whereas that other disc, it covers the whole trilogy. And then this one is the most unique out of all of them. The other 2 are literally just DVDs, you could put them in a DVD player and play it on there, but this is an actual PS2 disc, because not only does it have that whole movie that we just talked about split into 3 parts, but it actually has a Jak X demo that you can play. And it has previews for Daxter, and it has like commercials and cool stuff like that. Yeah, this is another really rare piece in my collection. Not a lot of these go up for sale, and when they do, they're very expensive. But yeah, really awesome. I don't know the story behind this though. Like, it might have been a pre-order bonus for Jak X. From what I think it might be is like when Jak X was having memory card issues, Sony would give this out to people who was affected by it as like a compensation, maybe. I could just be pulling that completely out my ass, but that's what I think may have happened. I'm not entirely sure. If anyone does know, if anyone did get this back in the day, please let me know how you came across this. But yeah, I really do love these DVD movies. This one is actually sealed. I bought this sealed, paid way too much for it than I should have. But yeah, really cool stuff with these DVD movies. And this is the recently released History of Naughty Dog book. This is a full biography of the studio from inception until Jak X. This doesn't go into any details about Uncharted or The Last of Us. This is purely from Jason and Andy first starting it as Jam Software up to Crash Bandicoot through the Jak and Daxter series. Really interesting stuff, is what I would say if I could read it. This has only been released in French so far, and I bought it to support the author and to support the book in hopes of an English release. It doesn't really look like we're gonna get an English release. We might one day, which would be really awesome, but I actually did get some people to help me go about translating this. So we've got about 1 chapter translated so far. Progress is a bit slow, but that's okay. We'll get this out eventually. We're just focusing on the Jak and Daxter stuff for now, and we might do the Crash stuff later on. But yeah, this is going to take a while. It takes forever to take pictures of all the pages and then actually translating them. So yeah, really cool stuff right here. It's a really heavy book too. And fun fact, Charles Zambellis, the original concept artist for the Crash and Jak series, actually drew this cover, which is really cool. So yeah, what is it? L'Histoire de Naughty Dog. Don't kill me. And we're going to finish this up with the rest of the limited run games released stuff. So first we've got the Jak 4 commemorative case. This was given out to anyone who managed to get all 4 Jak and Daxter games from limited run games, regardless of collector's edition or standard edition. This has a downloadable code for a PS4 theme based around the Jak 4 concept art. Really awesome piece right here. I really got to get like a case protector, because I can't really replace this, you know. It's a really awesome piece. So yeah, Jak 4. Also wanted to quickly show off these cardboard back cover things that came with each collector's edition from limited run games. These came on the back of the boxes when they were still sealed. I didn't really want to get rid of them because they're really cool, but yeah, just wanted to quickly show those off. Next we have the Jak and Daxter double LP vinyl. This is essentially like a compilation album for the trilogy. It's got best tracks from Jak 1, 2, 3, and the best picks of the bonus tracks, which is really cool. This is still in its plastic sleeve. It's got the sticker here. You can take it out and reseal it, and that's exactly what I did to scan everything and everything like that. But yeah, really awesome thing right here. I really love it. And finally, the last piece I'm going to be showing today is this Fangamer Jak and Daxter poster. This is really awesome. I really do love the art style. Once again, the frame leaves a lot to be desired. I really got to get a replacement because this isn't very good at all. But yeah, really love this poster. I think it's really cool. I've got it up on my games shelf. And yeah, that's about it. Hey there everyone, I just thought I would dub over this because I'm horrible at talking unscripted. Just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Sorry this video is kinda rough. It's the first time I've done filming like this, and you can tell I'm not very good at it. I didn't look into the camera very much, and I seemed to be hunched over as I was recording for some reason, and the camera angle kept changing because my tripod is terrible. Anyway, this was my collection so far. I somehow forgot to mention in the video that the majority of this is all documented on the Jak and Daxter archive, where you can view high quality scans and download rips of most of these discs, aside from the retail releases. Just want to say again, my collection is still far from finished. There's still plenty of items I still need to get, many of which aren't hard, just expensive to import. But I'll once again ask if anyone is able to help me get my hands on the Japanese Jak 2 demo and the Korean Jak 2, Jak 3, and Jak and Daxter PS3 collection, all complete in box. I would really appreciate it. I guess that's all from me. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. I hope you're enjoying Jak Month, and I'll see you next time.